I wasn't recording. I'm dummy. I'm so dumb.
Hey, you're not dumb. It was just Xeno's turn with the brain cell. Last time on Power Rangers Spirit Force, we got introduced to our newest team, Xander and Devon. Just regular plain old community college students who signed up for what seemed to be just an average spring break where they're cleaning up their local park. But things aren't what they normally seem to be. As in the forest, there seems to be some mystical things happening. And as we learned, Devon and Xander learn that their new friend, Billy, wasn't all that she seemed to be, and it turns out she herself was a Power Rangers. And that's when they got introduced to Lord Azul, their biggest force that they'll have to deal with today in our newest episode of Power Rangers Spirit Force. Welcome on in, everybody. I am your DME to interact, and with me today is the beautiful and lovely MilesG170 as our Blue Ranger Devon, and our handsome and extremely witty Purple Ranger Xenostream38. Welcome on in, everybody.
You know he almost used our real names there.
Yeah.
Look at us
Breaking that third wall.
I mean, it's going to start happening more and more as we get going. How are you boys doing?
I'm doing great. Like,
I
was already
too
jacked
much here
for this, but then listening to that intro just made me even more jacked for this.
Yeah, it's going to be good.
It's the one thing that kind of got me through today, because I was like dealing with teenagers all day today, and I was like, I can get it all out by just playing some Power Rangers today.
Yeah.
That's all I got today. This is my one thing. Let me have this.
I need to put my toys away because I'm going to want to play with them the whole time.
Yeah. Very difficult.
I get that.
First being an adult with adult money and toys.
What was that, E?
It's the fidget aspect. It's like they're there, you want to fidget with them.
I need something, but like I have a pop socket thing out there, but I can't do that while we're doing a podcast because that's like the worst audio thing.
You know what's been working for me while I'm teaching that could actually help you while recording? Stress balls.
We have one, but
I get that.
I don't feel like looking for it.
It gives my hand something to do while I'm teaching.
Here's the real dangerous thing: is my keys are in here.
Oh, absolutely. Dingle, 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 dingle. All right. So, should we go over reintroductions? Are we good? Like, we're just going to assume you guys have already listened to episode 1 of this, which if you haven't,
stop
you're
now.
You're going to be very lost. Yeah.
If you haven't listened to episode 1, stop right now. Go over to wherever you find your podcast or onto YouTube. Look for Joysticks United. Listen to episode 0. Listen to episode 1. Boom, you're caught up, and you can come back and join us. We all good? Everyone good? Welcome back. Welcome back.
Which, by the way, guys, did you know we actually have a YouTube channel now? Make sure to check that out.
Yeah, this is going to be on there, too. They got to see our physical... You know, see, here's the thing. We do great with our vocal acting. We are actors! Which is funny. If you watch a voice actor, they really do act with their entire body still, even though they're just... I say just, understand, I don't mean just. But they're using their voice, but still acting with their whole body, and it's awesome to watch.
Yeah.
Sorry, this is turning into a normal episode.
All right, so let's go ahead and get you guys back into the mood for Power Rangers. As I said in our intro, we just got to meet our big, bad, evil guy, Lord Azul. Billy Cranston, not that Billy Cranston, but our universe Billy Cranston, sadly, is no longer going to be with us as she had to sacrifice herself to protect our 2 Power Rangers, leaving us to our newest Blue Ranger, Devon Johnson, and Xander as our purple, aka red in this instance, Ranger. But we're going to be learning a little bit more about these characters and what's to come of them. So, let's go ahead and at least... Why is there 2 Xanders on my board?
Because I drew one out as a GM and then one as a
Okay,
player.
well, I'm deleting this one.
Yeah, there you go.
Okay.
I was going to ask you to do that. I was just waiting for the right time.
That is fair. Okay. So, I guess at this point, I won't be beating around the bush anymore, and I am just going to come right out and start DMing the moment that my Jack Landers is out on the field. Why is my Jack Landers not coming out on the field?
Mr.
Okay,
Lander's
whatever.
name is Jack?
All right. So,
Really pegged him for Tom.
I didn't expect that. Xander, did you hear that?
Hmm?
His name is Jack.
What a name.
it
What's
is
in her
now
name?
currently the next day after they just realized that their computers teacher, Mr. Landers, is
Jack.
basically from another world. Well, another grid, if you will. So, it is the next day. They are back inside the SPD makeup room because, as we all know, this can't be the original because Jack left the original behind. Standing in the center of the room are 2 exhausted-looking teenagers, both holding a morpher as their teacher stands in front of them, arms crossed and looking even more annoyed than he normally does. All right, you 2. It is not this difficult to morph. He looks at both
Apparently it
characters with
is.
extreme exhaustion.
Apparently it is that hard.
Yeah, I don't get it. I'm doing the thing. I'm saying the stuff. It's just not happening.
Jack does an extreme sigh while rubbing his forehead. You would think that a brainiac, he stares at Devon, and then he stares right at Xander, and one person who's traveled across the grid would know exactly how to use a morpher at this point.
Maybe if you taught us better.
He puts his hands on his hips. He's like, okay, one last time. And he grabs a morpher from his hip, puts it out in front of him, one hand covering the top, one hand on the bottom of the side. And he's like, and then you gotta say, you're morphing. You have to make sure that your whole body's ready for this. And it just does it. You have to make sure that your reason for this is justified.
So you're
I don't-
saying all I have to do is... It's morphin' time! And nothing happens.
A silence across the room. Xander looks like he is anticipating something, but then is immediately sad when he sees nothing.
I really thought you were going to do it that time.
I don't
Jack
think
starts
it
to
works.
rub his temples and he's like, oh, did he
Well-
have to deal with me when I was going through this?
Show us again. Show us how you're doing it.
He takes a deep sigh and looks at his morpher and he goes, promise I would never be this again, but if it has to be. He slaps it in front of him and he goes, morphin' time! And the next thing you see is a flash of red and a person standing in front of you in a red uniform with a black number 1 on his side. Standing in a I almost said horrific, in a heroic pose. And then he demorphs and he goes, I do not need to be in that thing for long. I may have a protection shield up on this base, but I swear he knows our every move now. He looks at his console center just to make sure there's no blue blips happening, but nothing happens.
So, Devon stares at her morpher, kind of rubbing it in her hands, just fiddling with the coin a little bit. Stops and takes a deep breath and says, this one's for Billy. And tries again. Morphin' time!
Nothing happens.
I think you got the wrong people. I don't think I can do this.
Jack looks at you sternly. I don't get to pick. And he points at your morpher. That picks. And it picked Wilma. And then it picked you because Wilma picked you.
Then somebody made a mistake somewhere. I'm just a normal kid. This is ridiculous. This is not where I'm supposed to be right now.
You can tell Jack's about to say something very stern, then he stops himself. Training. He looks over at his command center. You guys just need to experience it. He runs over to the command center. That's what it took me. Because originally I took my own morpher, and it wasn't until I felt I needed to be a ranger. And he starts tapping some buttons, and he goes, I know what we gotta do. He turns to both of you, and he starts having this gleeful look on his face. I know what we need to do. And he runs up and he grabs his hands on both of your shoulders, and he's like, how would you guys like to see a simulation room?
A what room?
I'd be lying if I was saying I didn't want to see it.
I mean, I do, but I don't really know what we're getting ourselves into here.
Jack turns around,
But it's a
spins his finger,
simulation.
and he says, follow me, you two. And then he brings you to, let me change my layer here. Does anyone remember how you change layers? Oh, this, okay. And then he brings you two into this gigantic white room. So Jack brings you two into a very large room that's larger than anything that's at Road Clearing Community College. And as you can just see, it's a large white room with tiles on the floor, ceiling, and the walls. Everything just is so white. Even the door that you came in through seems to like it almost blends in with the rest of the room.
I didn't know any better, Mr. Landers. I would have suspect that you just put us in a psych ward.
I mean, I feel like I belong there after all this.
Jack looks around and he's like, it's almost an exact replica. Took me forever to build this thing, even with stealing pieces from the grid. He looks over at Xander and he goes, you didn't hear that.
I won't dare tell a soul, sir.
So he points at both of you and he goes, all right, you two. I feel like the number one thing that's going to turn you guys into rangers, other than just believing yourself in the power of friendship, is to actually experience that stuff. So he points behind him to the rest of the room and he goes, this bad boy can make anything possible to you. Everything's going to feel real. Everything's going to look real. But just know, and he twirls his finger around, everything is fake. And then he points at Xander. You. Anything goes down, you're in charge. That's what your color's for. And as he starts to head for the door, and don't be afraid to use the morphers when needed. Then he slams the door shut.
I wonder if he can make this room feel like back home at the juice bar. Could really go for one of Ernie's smoothies.
I like
You
smoothies.
Oh, Ernie had the best. You would have loved him. He was a super nice guy, too.
You then hear over an intercom out of speakers that seem to be seemingly nowhere but everywhere at once. Jack's voice comes over. All right, guys, we're going to try a fighting training exercise real fast.
A what exercise?
Who's
A
what's
fighting
it?
training.
Am I gonna have to fight Xander? Cause I'm worried I'm gonna hurt him.
No. You're going to be fighting. Then you hear silence for a second. And then two things that almost look like those weird putty creatures pop out in front of you. Then you hear over the intercom, these bad boys are called Crybots.
If I looked like that, I would cry, too.
Devon actually starts to tear up a little bit because she's thinking about Billy.
Now keep in mind, these things aren't real, but they are trained to fight you. What I'd like for you guys to do is just get comfortable with fighting. Because once you're comfortable with fighting, you're going to be comfortable with morphing.
Okay. Devon just pulls her fist up.
Everybody roll for initiative.
I don't have any weapons.
No specialization, no skill shifts. Difficulty just put in 0.
Where do I roll again?
Click initiative on your character sheet.
Oh, initiative. That's right.
No snags, no edges, should be a normal
Oh,
roll.
I forgot to select my... When you load up the thing, I'm a 5. When the initiative tracker goes...
Alright, I think it's this little clock.
So I'm rolling again, but I'm going to submit the 5 that I had. Because I hadn't selected my character. I always forget about that. Alright, mine's fixed.
Alright, and we are back from the weirdest little hiccup ever.
We might use part of that for shorts. That was kind of
just
entertaining.
Just fumbling around trying to figure it out.
Yeah. Embarrassing.
Some boomer millennials trying to figure out technology.
That was embarrassing.
All right,
technically, we
so,
still didn't figure it out.
Just to let everybody know, with initiative, we have Xander at 19. We have Devon at 18. We have one of our one of our Crybots at 18 as well, but I'm going to give Devon advantage for being a player. And then we have one of our Crybots at 6.
What is the Crybot speed?
Let's see.
At the stats.
There's what's weird is it only really gives me evasion and stuff. Like
what's,
it just gives
okay,
me
what's their evasion?
11.
Mine's 14, so my speed would probably be
yeah,
higher.
we'll give you the higher because you're.
That's normally how we break the tie, is by looking at one stat. In D&D, we normally look at agility, or what do we call it? Dexterity.
Dexterity.
Yeah, whoever's faster goes. Whoever reacts faster. That's what we normally put for that, but there's no like reaction speed in here, so evasion would probably be the best bet. So if we want to use evasion as our tiebreaker, that's probably okay.
That's fine with me.
Sorry if you guys hear my voice cracking a little bit. I am struggling.
It is fine.
I'm going to try to do Devon voice when we get going again.
In front of you two, you now see 2 Crybots that seem to be more futuristic versions of those weird, colorful, putty-like creatures you saw the night before. They don't seem to be dancing as much as the other ones, but these 2 seem ready to fight. Xander, we're going to let you start off. Just to let you know, each square represents 5 feet.
And I have a 30-foot movement, it looks like.
Correct.
So I'm going to approach one square to this putty to start a fight. I'll mess him up. Or whatever he is. Crybot. Yeah, your Crybot.
So just remember, you're able to move, do an action or move, and then you have a free action.
All right. So I'm gonna try to fight him. I'm gonna throw some punch, engage in the fight here. Just hold.
Right.
Yeah!
I love the sound effects there.
I work on it.
Your guys' character sheets here popped out. Okay, so now, Xander, I do know that you have martial arts for a might skill. So if you would like to fight fist to fist, I would highly recommend you use your might skill here.
I will be doing that. Let me give it a roll.
Give it a roll for sure.
Specialization, is that a no?
You would get specialization because it is martial arts.
Let's see. Might. Yes. Skill shift, no?
Not for this one because Devon is not helping you with this fight.
Gotcha.
Well, this particular fighting action, I should say.
Difficulty?
Difficulty, let me take a look at my putties here. My putties have a toughness of 13, so your difficulty here is 13.
And edge snag? Normal?
Normal.
All right. Rolled a 7.
Ooh. So while you are getting cocky, you're running up, you throw a punch, and the Crybot's able to just slap it to the side with zero hesitation.
Oof. My dad always made it look way easier than this.
So you do have a free action. You can't really fight or anything with this free action. Miles, since you're more of our D&D pro, how would you describe a free action for our audience?
I mean, it depends a lot on your DM. We normally do like a free action as you're calling out to someone or something in that kind of capacity. Normally, if you're trying to use a skill, you have to see if it says this is considered a free action. But it's pretty much an action that every round of combat is 6 seconds. So it's something that you're trying to do in that 6 seconds, along with attacking, moving, all this other kind of stuff. So,
the way I was going to explain it was, it's kind of like a narrative thing you can do within the battle.
That's what I was going to say. That's how we use it as a call and response if we want to say something. But there are some things, like in D&D, there are some free actions.
And there are some skill-free actions as well. I just don't think right now at your current levels, you have that.
And some of it depends on your DM as well. A lot of times rolling any kind of skill check, it depends on your DM. Some of them will just say it's a free action. Some of them tell you it takes your action. And I think it depends on what the intent is. Like, if I wanted to scan the room real quick to see if there's a weapon on the ground, Matt would typically call that a free action, and then I'd have to use my movement to go get it, and my action to pick it up, and stuff like that. It just all depends on the DM.
I feel like as long as you boys ask if you can do it as a free action, I can allow or deny it.
Yeah.
I'm just double checking what it says. So it says, here we go. Free actions, you can open and close an object, reload a weapon, safely put away a weapon, input a password, cut like a prisoner's bond, eat or drink an item, use something out of your backpack, maybe play an instrument.
That means a potion, like a potion type item would be a free action.
A potion is a free action in this game, correct?
Ooh.
Nice.
Alright, so the only thing you can do currently for a free action is you can do something narratively as a free action.
I'm just gonna call out to Devon. It's like, be careful. These guys are a little bit tougher than I thought.
Alright, so that's going to turn our turn to Devon, our Blue Ranger.
Alright, I don't see anything about it in here. I was going to ask you about flanking. Because that's a big thing in the D&D world right now, is flanking and how to deal with it. But I don't see it being a thing in this, so we don't have to worry about it.
They don't really talk about it in this. I'm assuming it's one of those up to the DM's discretions.
Yeah. Okay. What do you want to do about flanking? Bonus, no bonus? It gets ridiculous really quickly.
If you flank, I'll consider it edge, is what I'll give you.
Okay. Well, I have 35 movement, so 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35 to get around behind. And I want to use my action. Let me make sure that I'm doing this right. I was going over combat. Sorry, I wasn't paying attention to everyone else's turns. I wanted to make sure I could do what I wanted to do here. Because I'm not very strong, but I'm very fast.
You, as the Blue Ranger, are meant to be smart, hit quick, and heal other people once you get to that level.
Uh-huh. So I am... Can I use, I guess, brawn? I don't have a basic melee, like a grappling or anything attack.
Anything like that would fall under something like...
It's a grapple action.
A grapple action? Then,
yeah, so I think
yes, it would be under brawn then.
Yeah. Which means I have no bonus. I want to get rid of what I was just doing. But I am flanking.
Yep, so I will give you edge for that.
Okay. I'm going to try to help you out here. So I am going to roll brawn, no specialization, no skill shift. What's its evasion? Or I think you get to pick which one you want to use.
Since you are doing a strength-based thing, it will be a toughness, so it's going to be 13.
Yeah, let me make sure I'm not lying to you. Because I know we're all still learning parts of this at the same time.
It's all good.
Yeah,
Hey, Zeno.
Hi.
So the grapple, yeah, I am going up against their evasion. The target of your grapple must be no more than 2 size classes larger than you and must be within your basic reach, which it is. This is a special unarmed attack that specifically applies against the evasion defense of the target. So I'm going against its evasion, which you said was 11, correct?
Correct. It is 11.
Alright, still a low chance of success here, but I do get edge.
Yes.
For flanking.
Because you flanked it.
I rolled a 7 and an 8.
So,
wait, hold on.
as you...
Yeah, I rolled an 8. Yeah, that's exactly it. You have to hover over the dice to see what both rolls were.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, I was trying to figure out, wait, I rolled 2 and it only gave me 1.
I see.
Okay. Sorry,
yeah,
Zeno, I tried.
I see where it says D20.
It's all good.
As you try to run up from behind and put your arms underneath the Crybot's armpits, it again slaps your arms away and goes into a karate-like stance.
Xander, we're going to have to work together to take these guys down.
Right. We got this. We just gotta single one out at a time, I think.
So, let's see. So pretty much, literally, it only gives me like 2 skills for a putty.
Well, yeah,
so now it is Putty Patroller number 1's turn. He stares down Xander, disregarding Devon entirely, and he's going to go for a simple punch to the gut. So no specialization here. Well, no, actually, it does have specialization. It has martial arts. So yes. So specialization, no skills shift change. I don't know why he's popping up a random thing every time I'm rolling. What is your toughness, Xander? Just to double check.
17.
17. All right. So we are going to make the difficulty 17. Submit. Normal roll. So it, too, goes in for a punch, but Xander's able to slap it away just as it slapped away his punch originally.
See, this is how I more anticipated things going.
So now it is our next Crybot's turn. So we are going to move this particular Crybot adjacent to his friend here. He's going to be going after Xander. He views Xander more as the threat here. But he now has a perk because he's within 5 feet of his Crybot friend. He now gains edge on all of his attacks. And he too is going to be attacking poor Xander with a might attack. So he gets specialization for martial arts. He does get a skill shift. He is going to go up 1. So he is now rolling with the D6. 17 is his difficulty. And he does not get edge or snag. Oh, but he is able to land a hit.
So that's a critical success. What does that mean? If the result of the skill dice portion, not including the D20 result of the roll, is showing the highest number value on 1 or more skill dice and the skill roll is successful, this is considered a critical success. A critical success on a skill test should mean the effects of a regular success take place, plus some additional narrative form of excellence. So I'm guessing he just profoundly hits him.
That's what I'm assuming. So we're not going to give him extra damage, but the way he does it.
Yeah.
And I'm assuming it's critical because he had all those modifiers onto it. So
yeah, I guess.
pretty much saying it was going to hit regardless. So while Xander's so focused on this one Crybot, the other Crybot is able to slip next to him, make this weird metallic-like sound, and hit him straight in the ribs.
Xander?
You got me good on that one.
Next round, everybody, starting at the top with Xander. He is currently surrounded with two putties who are going to gain edge because they're near each other.
All right. Can my free action be to morph?
You can attempt to morph on your free actions.
Okay. All right, Devon. I think it's time we give it a shot. I'm getting surrounded over here. I'm gonna try this one more time. It's morphin' time!
You see a flash of purple come around Xander, and out comes a fox helmeted suited ranger.
This is freaking cool.
So you transform as this new purple ranger, and did you actually hit that you morphed on your character sheet? Because you can do that.
Oh, where's it at?
It's
Should be
morphin' time.
morphin' time.
I can't wait to see my stats. Don't say it. Don't ruin it. I want to see.
What's
Oh
cool is
my
I can
gosh.
see his stuff turn as he does this. It's really cool, actually.
That is so
All right,
freaking
so
cool.
now with this new power that has come to you, what is going to be your next move, Mr. Purple Ranger?
I'm gonna attack the Crybot that is between Devon and I, so we can maybe try to double team it up.
That's it. He gets
Alrighty.
the mechanic.
So, how are you going to be attacking it? Are you going to be using a weapon? Are you going to be using martial arts?
I'm gonna be using martial arts.
Martial arts. Okay, so because Devon is helping you with this, I will give you a skill shift up 1.
Okay.
And you do have specialization on this, but you do not gain edge.
That's 1d2.
Let's see. Let me help you roll this so I can see. So you would say yes to specialization.
Mm-hmm.
For your skill shift change, you currently have a D8, so you'd be going to D10.
1d10 1. And difficulty is 13.
Difficulty is 13.
Let's go, 17.
So tell me how you would like your attack to go to this Crybot.
So how did
I'm gonna-
damage work for that, out of curiosity?
So with any regular punch kick, it's normally attributed with a amount, it would be a blunt 1 is what it'd be considered. So he'd be doing 1 damage essentially, but with blunt damage.
So I imagine I'm gonna approach him, and I'm just gonna lay a flurry of kicks on him. Just to his gut, and then finish it off with a swift kick to the head.
As you start to kick him all over the place, and finally the last kick shot to the head, you see him turn into almost like a retro video game character where he's just nothing but a green and black grid and disintegrates. And you hear overhead Jack going, "Great job! That's what we like to see, Red Rangers!"
That's 1 down.
So you have a movement action left.
I'm gonna call out to Devon's, you just gotta feel it. Imagine the suit coming over you, and just asking for the power.
All right, so that moves it down to...
Billy got hurt and I couldn't help her. I couldn't help you, and you got hurt. I've got to be stronger. It's morphin' time!
A bright aqua electric blue flash goes over Billy, and out emerges a snake helmeted aqua colored ranger. Beautiful. All right, go ahead and hit that "It's Morphin' Time" button for me.
Oh, dang.
Yeah, it's
Oh,
freaking
dang.
cool.
Mhm.
All mine did was raise the stats, but that's a heck ton of stat raising.
Yours was kind of already bluish, so it just kind of kept it blue.
Yeah. Yeah, that's freaking cool, though. Did yours go all red?
It did, yeah.
It did, yeah.
Yeah,
His is like a very bright, vibrant red.
Let me... Yeah, mine doesn't really change, except the stats. Okay, cool. So I'm going to... I have all kinds of freaking movement here. So I'm going to get behind again.
Okay.
I can't punch very well. I need a weapon.
You may... Oh, you already morphed with your free action, so you can't get out your weapon. Unless you would like to use it for your attack action.
I need a weapon. This room can make anything, right? I don't even know how to go about this. Are we just going to have the weapon materialize? I mean, because it always seemed like they just kind of pulled it out of thin air in the shows. Okay.
How would Devon do this?
Okay. I need a lance or something, and she tries to summon a lance to her hand.
As she pushes her hands forward, a lance does emerge, a bright, shimmering lance.
Oh, it's beautiful. And she goes to jam, goes to stab.
All right. So for
Both
you,
hands.
that's going to be a finesse.
It is, and I have sharp weapon mastery.
Mm-hmm.
So specialization, we are flanking, so skill shift up. I have a, D2 in that right now?
D2, yep, so that'd
So
bring
I
you
have
up to
a D4.
D4.
Okay. Difficulty,
It would be an 11.
because I'm attacking its evasion,
Correct.
and normal.
Correct.
Oh, for those of y'all wondering,
Nice.
I rolled a 21.
Can you do something for me?
And actually, it looks like I'm able to double slash.
That is one of your abilities, if I remember correctly.
It
yeah,
is.
under the lunar lance itself.
Yeah. So how do I... Sorry, guys. There's a lot of rules we don't know yet. So let me look that
Let me
up,
go.
I guess. I guess it'd be under... Again, that feels like it'd be under attack. But...
I'm gonna check the index here. Hello there. I'm Nick, also known as Eat Interact, here on Joysticks United. And you may know that we're currently playing Power Rangers, the tabletop role-playing game. And over on ADHD After Dark, we're playing an apocalyptic Owen Wilson survival tabletop RPG. But this was also a little part of an influence on a long project I've been wanting to do for years since Eat Interact first started. And that is to finally do a podcast where we are playing lesser known, forgotten about, and indie developed tabletop RPGs. So you may already know the big dogs like Call of Cthulhu and of course Dungeons and Dragons. But it's also time to give the little guys some more love that they deserve. And I'm going to bring that content to you. So make sure to check out Does a Podcast Hit? Where we're bringing to you different players and different games every single podcast, where we're going to have a session 0 and a one-shot brought to your entertainment.
Hey there, fellow gamers. Are you searching for a gaming experience that's all about family fun and positive vibes? Look no further than my channel, MilesG170. Join me on an incredible journey filled with Nintendo magic, where I strive to spread positivity and acceptance to all of my viewers. Together, we create a welcoming community that celebrates the joy of gaming. Get ready for thrilling adventures in the world of Nintendo as we embark on epic quests and explore beloved titles. From the classics to the latest releases, I provide exciting and engaging gameplay that will keep you hooked. But there's more! At MilesG170, we go beyond gaming. We foster an atmosphere of kindness, respect, and inclusivity, ensuring that everyone feels like part of the family. Whether you're a seasoned gamer or just starting out, I'm here to ensure that you have an absolute blast. My genuine love for Nintendo and infectious enthusiasm are going to make every stream an unforgettable experience. So gather your loved ones, grab some snacks, and join me on my channel for non-stop Nintendo fun. You won't want to miss out on becoming a part of this incredible community. Make sure to visit my YouTube channel today and hit that subscribe button so you never miss a moment of our exciting streams, gameplay tips, and all the positive vibes we bring to the gaming world.
What's up, everybody? Xenostream38 here. Know me on the Joysticks United podcast, but what you may not know is E2Interact and myself run another podcast about ADHD, and it is the incarnation of ADHD. We never know what's going to happen next week. We never know what's going to happen in 10 minutes while we're recording the podcast. I don't know what's going to happen the rest of this at. That's just how we do things. If that sounds like something that's entertaining to you, as well as that after dark sense of humor, come on over and stop by. See us at ADHD After Dark, wherever you get your podcasts.
That is your alternative effect. Okay, so really what it does is it allows you to do a sharp 2 attack, but you have to shift down for it.
Okay, so I shift down 1.
Correct.
So that's double slash, but there's a attack 1 times encounter, energy 3.
So against one enemy.
So one time per
I see.
encounter.
So I see what it's saying.
So
here.
I could
Okay.
shift down and get a sharp 2.
Correct. Or you
but
could do the double slash,
which is once
and it's
per
an
encounter.
energy 3 attack.
Okay, so next time I know to do that.
Yes.
Okay, cool. That's what I was
Now
trying
we're
to figure
understanding.
out.
We're getting it. Hi, Xeno.
Oh, bro.
Poor Xeno's just sitting there like, I don't know what to
Miles
do
just
here.
hit
This is weird.
stuff. Okay, I'm assuming I hit.
You hit. So describe to me how you are going to attack this enemy with a lance, because you had a critical success. I'll let you take your description away.
Alright. So Devon stops and remembers back to any of the times that her family would go to like a medieval times type place and watch the jousters, and she was always really interested in it, but never really quite knew how they were doing it. So she tried to mimic the motion when they knock each other off the horse. She was trying to mimic that motion and push him away from Xander. More than she was trying to damage him, she was trying to get him away. She wanted to protect Xander, is all.
And as you do so, you hit him right in the sweet spot, and you see that green and black grid go around him and vaporize into nothing. You
Alright.
guys have just won your first battle.
Again, how did damage work through any of that? I don't quite understand.
So with different damages, like your Lunar Lance, if it was a regular attack, which you did, it was a sharp attack, but it did 1 damage.
So those guys only had 1 hit point.
They only had the 1 health, correct?
Okay, so that's where that energy 3 is big for us.
Correct. So that you would kind of want to use against like a boss.
Yeah.
Oh.
Okay, cool.
I think just, did Miles freeze for you?
You froze.
Yes.
Everyone's
Okay.
frozen.
I wanted to
Are
make
you-
sure my
no,
internet wasn't bugging
Everyone's
out.
back for me.
There you are. Hi, Miles.
Yeah, you
Hi,
two were
Mom.
frozen for me. Good thing
Okay.
we're recording stuff.
Yes.
Sorry.
Outtakes.
Sorry, video watchers.
You hear over the intercom Mr. Lander's voice come over. You guys did it! You did it! I am a good teacher! Yeah, screw you, Dean! You don't know me! You can't tell me how to do my job! And then it cuts out.
I definitely look
Seconds
over at
later-
Xander with our helmets
I'm sorry
on.
You guys had to hear that. My last observation with our dean at the school didn't go too hot.
You're teaching
Yeah.
a basic computers class. Most
How
of us
dare the
already
dean.
know how to use computers.
You hear Mr. Landers come over one more time. All right, guys, stay morphed, because there's one more thing I want you to try. Crybots are one thing, but it's another thing if Lord Azul happens to throw out something a little bit bigger. So we're going to go up against a guy who kind of used to annoy me a lot back in the day.
Oh,
You
boy.
hear silence over the intercom.
Probably need to clear our initiative. Or are you going to have us
Yes.
re-roll?
I'll clear the initiative.
What do you think he's sending out now?
I still think I'm dreaming. So, I don't know. Let's see what my subconscious comes up with.
And materialize just a few feet away from both of you is this giant green metallic looking demon.
Gosh, what's this guy's name? It's got to be Cry something too, because he's also ugly.
Who you calling ugly?
You ain't got no alibi. You ugly. Yeah, you ugly.
I guess this one talks.
What? The disrespect in this place. You over here on the intercom, this guy is known as Shorty.
Or is his
I
name
think
Tuskface?
you guys will take quick. I think you guys will take very quick work of this guy. Shorty's looking around as if he's lost. What's with? Am I in a psych ward or something?
Yeah,
Yes.
see, that's what we said.
Yes, you are. Welcome. I guess we're gonna fight now.
The one thing I know is I'm here to kill rangers.
I don't think you're gonna have the chance today.
All right, let me give him his thing.
Initiative.
Give him.
No specialization.
That's what I want to give this thing.
Your initiative sucks.
Yeah.
Oof.
Rolled an 8.
Mine's gonna be even worse, probably.
Let me add you here.
Hey!
There we go.
Do what I did last time.
All right, let me get his thing up here. Boop. Okay. So this guy's going to be a little bit tougher than a Crybot, you two. Keep that in mind. Roll an initiative, no specialization, no skill shifts, no difficulty, no snags.
Yes.
Alright. What is your evasion, Mr. Purple Ranger?
13.
13. Okay, so you beat him by 1, so you're going to take a turn before him.
Xander rolled an 8. He rolled... Does he have a minus?
Oh, he hasn't.
He rolled an 11. Xander rolled an 8.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Boop. So...
Xander has the difficulty at 10. Might have been what you
That's probably what I
saw.
was looking at there.
Yeah.
Okay, so let me move this in the order. Boop. All right, so our Blue Ranger is going to be going first here.
Okay, let me think. Xander, you're pretty tough, right? You can take a hit, right?
Yeah, I'd say so.
Alright. I'm going to try something. And Devon runs kind of behind Xander, not really hiding, but kind of like positioning herself as best she can. And she's going to hold out her hand like she has a gun and try to summon a gun like she did with the lance to pull out the Zeo laser pistol.
Okay.
And I'm going to try to shoot him. Because he is within 40 feet. So I'm not at disadvantage. So if you guys are wondering, and this is for the audio, video, whatever listeners, if you have a ranged weapon and you see where it says something like, my Zeo pistol is 40 and 75, that means I'm at normal conditions up to 40 feet. At 75, up to 75 feet from 40 to 75, I can take a shot with a snag. So I can essentially give myself disadvantage and still try to hit, but it's outside of the normal range of the weapon. And that's a D&D thing coming out as well.
Right.
I do want to use the alternate attack on this and use the cold energy instead of the energy weapon.
Okay. So you're using your alternative fire.
Yep. I do not believe I have a specialization in firearms.
Firearms are targeting.
I do not, but I do have a D2, which should get added in automatically, but I don't have... Well, wait. Does that mean I would have specialization if I have a D2? I can't remember how specialization works.
Specialization would be if you, let's take here, like, for you
I would
have
still
specialization in finesse because of sharp weaponry.
So I'd still get my D2, though, correct?
Yes, you would still get that D2.
Okay,
You just
and
wouldn't have specialization.
Sure. Okay, so no skill shift. And I'm targeting him, so I guess that's against his evasion again.
Targeting would be just double checking here.
I'm wondering if it's under, like, if it's under their stats. Like, since targeting is a shooting speed-based one, I'm wondering if that's where it would be under. I don't know, I'm wondering is all.
No, you're fine.
Trying to figure out as we go.
Yeah, it'd be against his evasion from what I'm seeing here.
Alright, so what is my DC?
Alright, so for you, his evasion is 12.
Ooh, that's a high number. Alright, here we go. Ready? Firing the first shot. Oh, normal. I missed. I rolled a 7, you all.
So you go behind Xander, you fire your first shot, but you kind of fumble and hit a wall that just happens to be somewhat adjacent. Whoa! He screams as he flails his arms around. What in the...
I wish Dad had taught me how to shoot. And that'll be it for me.
So since you moved, you attacked, you did free action.
Yep.
So that means it is Mr. Shorty's turn. I'm currently, for some of our listeners, I've decided to use Shorty, but I'm using some altered versions of Snizzard from Mighty Morphin Power Ranger for his some of his attack sets. I kind of just used him as a base and I went off of that. So that's why our YouTube people see him as Snizzard. Alright. So Shorty has a... wish this was not at night. For whatever reason. This thing popped out at night. There we go. He has 30 feet. So he is going to move 5, 10, 15. He's going to run right up to the closest guy to him. Now, Shorty can make 1 ranged or 2 melee attacks with his hands here, because he's got big old hands. For those who don't know Shorty, he was an SPD. He had these giant metallic hands. He kind of looked like an Oni. He had these like pink dreadlocks. And he was Devastation's little brother, and he was the second most wanted criminal in the entire galaxy. Voiced
Shorty,
by
you're
Ray
even
Trickett.
uglier up close.
I'll teach you who's ugly. So he's going to have to perform 2 melee attacks on you. Let me just make sure. Okay. That's what I thought. So we are going to be rolling 2 might checks here. So no specialization, because he doesn't have any specializations. No skill shift change. Nope, that is Devon. Your toughness is 19 morphed. So his first swing at you. Oh,
jeez.
Just
barely.
Wow. That
a
would
little
be
too
an
slow,
18.
big guy.
He rolled an 18. 17 plus 1 on his first roll.
So 17 for that first punch. So he swings at you, but Xander is able to just push his hand right out of the way in time. So 1 more attack because he gets the 2. Because he's the second most wanted criminal in the galaxy. Oh!
That hurts.
But his second one, as you move his hand away, he comes in with a north paw and clocks you on the side.
Ugh! What was that sucker punch?
That's what you get for calling me... I don't know why his accent changed all of a sudden. That's what you get for calling me ugly. Screams Shorty. All right, Xander, it is your turn.
All right. Devon, you just summoned a power blaster? We can just do that?
Apparently!
All right. Well, let's see what happens. And I put my hand up in the air like I'm trying to summon my turbo blade.
All right, so as you put your hand up in the air, out comes a magnificent and beautiful purple color blade with a foxtail as a hilt.
Oh, yeah. I can get used to this. I'm going to approach Shorty here and just try to do like a cross slash with my turbo blade.
All right, so are you just doing a regular attack with your turbo blade? Because I don't know what its alternative attacks are.
Maybe for the
I need
first
to just
attack.
have bookmarked the weapons page. Let's be honest.
He has the turbo blade.
Yeah, the turbo blade.
Okay, I'm
I
looking
just looked it up. I don't think there was like anything.
I'd be shocked if there wasn't, unless yours is just a really high
Like almost everything does
damage
have
weapon.
Alternate effects say energy 1.
So you can use it as an energy weapon instead. Is that all it says?
Yeah. Well, it says something about a sword with a handle that can be pulled back for an extra power boost, but it doesn't say.
I think that would be your... Just wait. I'm sorry, I'm trying to find Turbo Blade.
Oh,
So its attributes are
Okay,
sharp,
so-
silent energy, and yeah, it has energy 1.
So yeah, pretty much you can either do sharp damage to it or you can do energy damage to it.
I think I'm gonna do sharp damage.
Okay. All right, so roll me a finesse. You do get specialization because you know how to use sharp weaponry.
Okay. No skill shift.
No skill shift for this one.
And difficulty?
Difficulty, since you're doing a finesse, we're going to stick with evasion. That is a 12.
I'm really shocked that's a finesse one.
No edge or snag.
No edge or snag. Oh!
And 23.
Good hit.
Or 20.
20.
Sorry.
20.
Yeah.
Yeah, the one above was that.
I don't
punch
like that
damage.
it doesn't scroll down automatically.
I know, I hate
Yeah.
that. I hate that. All right, so because you did a very successful hit, describe to me how you are going to be attacking Shorty.
All right. So I got the turbo blade, summoned it, take a look at it, just bring it down with my other hand, slash him across, and do that cool, like, heroes never look at the explosion kind of a thing. I turn around after the slash.
So Shorty stumbles back a little bit and goes, ugh!
Devon might be fangirling a little bit right now. Because that's freaking cool.
So beautiful. It is now top of the turn order again. Now, and I also have it here in the official rules. If Xander would like to re-roll his initiative to get higher than what he currently has and try to beat Shorty's, he has the chance to at the beginning of the next round. It says
Give it a
all
shot.
Rangers can redo their initiative
Just once or every round?
every round.
That's weird.
It says that Rangers can re-roll for their initiative
That's weird.
per
I mean,
a new round.
I'm not doubting you. I'm just confused.
Oh.
I rolled a 6.
So we're going to keep you at your 8 because that's going to keep you right where you're at.
Yeah.
All right. So the turn order is not different. We are back to Devon.
Alright, I'm gonna... Oh, sweet! Do you see this? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, so that's 25.
Oh, there's a drawing tool.
Yeah! Now I don't know how to erase to get rid of it, but... Oh. There we go. So you can count out your squares without having to do anything else.
Oh,
Alright, so I'm gonna get around behind him again. Alright, Xander. My turn. And I'm going to use my double slash.
All right. So that's going to be a sharp 2.
Double slash is the... Or, oh, I guess it's booster mode I'm using then.
Booster mode.
I want to do the 3, the energy 3. Well, no, booster
there's
mode I
Lunar
think is
Lance.
energy 2.
Oh,
I think-
I see. Double
I
slash
think-
attack and counter 1 energy 3. You're right.
Oh, okay, hold on. I think I figured this out. So sharp 2 is to take a downshift.
Correct.
Double slash is the once per encounter for an energy 3. Booster mode is an energy 2 attack.
Correct.
So they're all separate. So I don't
Correct.
think that booster mode is a once per day. I think it's anytime I want.
I'm going to say correct.
Okay, I am going to try my double slash, though, here.
Okay, so that's only once an encounter. So
Yep.
that'd be this one time, and it is an energy 3.
Yep, so I am specialized. I am getting a skill shift because I'm behind and flanking.
Correct.
So that's a +1 to get me to a D4.
Mm-hmm.
Difficulty is against his finesse, which was 12.
Correct.
And I don't have edge or snag. Alright, here we go. Still.
Ooh.
Hold on. Oh, no, it's a smart skill. Okay. Yep, I missed.
So as you run behind him and you're about to thrust your lance into him, he's able to spin around and get out of your way just in time. And he looks up and you can kind of see a smirk on his weird Oni-looking face.
Hey, you turned your back on Xander.
So now he is focused on Devon right now. So he's not going to move as he feels like he's in a comfortable spot to fight. But he is going to attack you with 2 melee attacks.
Devon braces herself as best she can.
Alright, so just to double check, your toughness is a 17.
17.
Okay. So no specialization. No skill shifts for him. 17. Normal. His first one swings in, and just like you saw Xander do, you defend yourself with your lunar lance and send his southpaw spiraling out the other direction. But now let's see how you do against his second punch, if he's able to sucker punch you as well. Alright, so no specialization. No skill shift change. Difficulty is 17. It's normal.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, but again, he comes in with that north paw and smacks you onto the side of your ribs.
Alright, how much damage did I take?
Oh, that would be a 1 damage. Oh, you Rangers are too easy for this.
You're not facing your real opponent. That's all Devon says to him.
Before he can react, Xander, it is your turn.
Hey, I think I'm gonna attempt to do like a leg sweep, like knock him off his feet real quick while he's distracted.
I think that actually is an attack option.
So leg sweep. Are you going to do martial arts for that, or are you going to do? I would consider that either athletics or martial arts.
I think I'm gonna go martial arts.
Martial arts? Okay. So that means you do have specialization for this, and I will allow you to skill shift up because Devon got the distraction for you.
We're flanking as well.
Do 1d10.
Yes, so you'd be at D10, and I'll even give you edge for this.
Okay. And difficulty?
Difficulty, you are going for a leg sweep, which I would say that would go up against his evasion rather than toughness. So I'll give you a 12 for toughness.
$20.
Nice.
Nice. Describe to me how you are sweeping this guy's legs.
Alright, so I imagine he's like starting to turn back to me because Devon just let him know that I was his real target and he wasn't focused on me. So I just do a quick spin, sweep my right leg under him, and knock him to the ground.
Shorty falls onto his back and you hear a loud crash sound. You gotta remember, Mr. Landers told you it's gonna be realistic as possible. You hear him go, "Ugh," as if he's in actual pain. I'm going to allow next round. He is not able to attack until he's able to get up, but you all will get edge on your rolls.
So, reading the initiative thing, after the first round of combat has taken place, combatants can choose and try. The way I'm reading that makes it sound like after the first. It's only
Just
after the first order.
Okay.
Yeah, because that'd be ridiculous to plan. Like, me and Xeno would have trouble planning our attacks if it was every round we did that.
Okay, so it's probably just that after the first, just to be like, okay, if you did bad, you get a second try.
Yeah, I was actually looking to see if there was a prone thing, but you already said you're giving us the edge.
I'm giving you guys edge.
Yeah.
Alright, so that means at the top of this next round is Devon.
Also, I see what you were talking about with the weapon. Safely putting a weapon item away does take a free action, but doesn't say getting one out is.
That's probably what I was getting confused on.
And reloading a weapon is a free action for the ones we have to reload. Okay, sorry, I wanted to clarify
weapons
that.
that do need a reloading, correct.
Yeah. Alright, so he's down right now. We're still flanking him. We still have the finesse. I'm going to go for that booster mode, the energy 2, while he's down. And I'm going to just stab straight down at him and see how this goes. So, specialization.
Kind of like Billy in the 30th anniversary.
Exactly.
Exactly what it is. So I'm going against his evasion, and I have edge. Oh my gosh, still just barely. I rolled a 13.
Good enough.
So that's energy 2 on that one.
So describe to me and the audience how you are attacking him.
So Devon tries to get cute with this, saying that he's prone, and she's starting to get into this a little bit. She goes to spin the Lunar Lance over her head, and then brings it down, both hands grabbing on, and just driving it with energy rippling off of it because she's trying to use an energy attack on it. It's like it has a little rocket at the back, jams it straight down into Shorty.
You hear Shorty cry out in some pain as the energy from your lance stabs through his chest with sparks flying out. He takes 2 damage.
Good.
But he's still not out, but you can tell he is in pain. All right, so that leaves it to Xander.
Would he not have a turn still?
No, because, like I said, I am counting him out this turn, because currently he is trying to get up. Is what his turn is.
So...
Is he up yet?
Typically in TTRPGs, when you're knocked down and prone, you can stand up and take an attack of opportunity, or you can use half your movement to stand up safely. We can do it however you want to do it. I don't know if there's a prone rules in here.
I don't think so, but you know what? Let's take a look.
Okay. In conditions, it's a condition.
It's a condition.
Prone. Prone characters are on the ground. While prone, range attacks against you suffer a snag. So if we tried to shoot him, which is how D&D works too, if we went to shoot him, it'd be less effective. But if we melee, we have edge. When you fight using a melee weapon while prone, you suffer a down 1 shift on your attack rolls. So I don't think he even has a penalty for standing up.
Yeah, I'm looking at it with you, getting knocked prone.
Yeah, it looks like he can just stand.
Yep. Okay, so he's going to take his turn standing back up here. Back down to the ground. Sometimes you just lie down. They're on the board. Become smaller. Yeah, so it just knocks him down on the size class. Lying down. Yeah, he can just get up without wasting movement from the look of it.
Yeah, I don't see anything in there about that. So, yeah, no penalty out to get up.
Okay. So, Shorty gets back up. He hops back up onto his feet, gets back into a fighting stance, and he turns over to Xander, and he goes, "You! I don't like the look of your skull there, pal. I don't like foxes." And he's going to try to punch you in the face.
Those are fighting words.
All right, so no specialization, no skill shift change. Difficulty is 19. Normal. Oh! So he swings with a southpaw and he smacks you on the side of your ribs.
Ugh.
And then he swings with a north paw and... This time, you're able to stop this block with your hand and move it to the side again as you're holding your rib in pain.
Man, this may be a simulation, but I'm still getting beat up over here.
Xander, are you okay?
I'm gonna be okay.
Xander, it is your turn.
Let's finish him off.
All right. If I use my turbo blade as an energy weapon, does that give me a different attack roll?
It gives you a different damage type.
Because there are some enemies who are resistant to certain damage types. Like some are resistant to sharp, some are resistant to energy. Like Shorty here is resistant to one particular type of attack, but I'm not telling you guys what it is.
Probably blunt.
Yeah. I'm gonna assume it's sharp just because he took 2 damage from the energy attack. So
well,
it seemed like he took more damage.
I did an attack that does 2 energy.
Oh.
I have something called
booster mode. You did attack him
mode.
with a sharp.
Yeah,
you did hit him with your blade.
Yeah, I feel like he would have told us it didn't seem as effective or something if we had found it by now. So I'm betting blunt.
Gotcha.
That's just my thinking is blunt on that one.
All right. I'm gonna attempt to attack him with my turbo blade again then.
All right. Oh, and I just saw something here. Red Ranger, Power Strike. While you are morphed, you add a number of bonus damage to the success of a melee attack.
What does that mean?
So that means your leg sweep, instead of doing 1, you did 2 damage to him.
Heck yeah.
Cool.
When I attack with the turbo blade, should I be clicking on the turbo blade for my roll?
Yes.
Okay. Turbo blade. Specialization, yes.
Finesse, yes, because you have a sharp.
Submit. Skill shift.
Skill shift, you will not have one this time.
Okay. And difficulties.
You are going up against his evasion, so that's a 12.
12. Submit.
You're right. As a free action, you can summon any single power-based weapon to your hand. It's in the Power Ranger traits.
Power Ranger trait.
So we'll remember that for next one.
I
thought I did
18.
remember that. So you So you know what? You take it away. What is your attack here?
So I envision I'm gonna take the power blade or turbo blade. I'm gonna start off low, kind of like I'm going for like a shuriken uppercut. You know, Ryu. I'm just gonna kind of do a slash upwards up his body.
So as you slash up his body, you start to see him become black and green, just like the Crybots, and disintegrate away out of the room. You both have just leveled up to level 2 Rangers.
Let's go.
All right. Devon, while he's already coming down, is already running up to check on him and make sure he's okay. Just as a heads up. How do we level
Xander's
up?
Pretty beat up at this point, so he's just kind of like taking a knee and just kind of like holding his ribs.
Okay. When we level up, I pick up Helping Hand and Grid Tech 1. I don't know how any of this works. We'll level up off stream or off.
Yeah, I figured that'd be an off-screen thing. We can probably do it before our next encounter if needed.
All right.
I figured it's about time to start wrapping up before it gets too late here.
Probably.
Okay. Oh, and I finally found out how to bring... Maybe. Okay. I thought I did.
Now, did that update
Where
my stats?
are you, Jackie? There he is.
Jack Landers.
So, out from the door enters Jack, applauding you guys. Yes, yes, yes! This is what we needed to see!
You
For my
needed to see
wrestling
me get my
fans.
butt whooped?
We won. Chill out.
He points at Xander and he goes, a little bit, because let's be honest, that's the one thing that taught me how to be a ranger. But you, he points at your shining blue ranger, you came in the clutch there. That Lance, how'd you know how to do that?
You said this room could make whatever. I thought the room made it.
he looks at you confused. He was like, well, the room can make whatever I want it to make, but you made that.
I mean, this whole thing, if it's real, seems to be technology based. And I just kind of thought if we have the power to make stuff, maybe I could make something. I don't know if I can make anything else, but I made a gun.
And Jack points upwards and around the room, and he goes, that's grid technology for you. He slaps the panels around him, and he goes, that's the one thing this world doesn't quite have, but everything's connected to the grid. And he looks around, and he's like, even this room, even you, me, Xander, we're all connected to the grid. And he's looking around kind of like he's lost in thought.
You good?
Yeah, you okay, Teach?
Mr. Landers, are you okay?
He shakes his head there for a second, comes back to reality, and looks at you guys. All right, Rangers. So, we got through our first exercise. We now know how to morph. So, and then he looks a little scared. Hopefully we can take whatever Azul throws at us, because last time, my Rangers weren't so lucky. He looks down at his feet. Now, I wasn't the Red Ranger at the time. Sky was out. But the new B team, they did everything that they could to fight Azul. And Al couldn't make it. The rest of the new B team couldn't make it. And then he starts going after anyone who's ever been a Ranger. And then he looks over at Xander. And I bet the same goes for you, Grid Boy.
I assume this is where I get to reveal my story.
Go right ahead.
So I gotta be honest with you guys. It appears Mr. Lander already knows my secret. But I'm not really from here.
Yeah, you're from Grove Angel.
There's a little bit more to that story, though.
Jack walks over, puts his hand on Xander's shoulder. Look, anyone who's from a different grid, he kind of shrugs. They kind of give off a different energy, and you definitely give off an energy.
Back home, it wasn't actually Grove Angel, it was Angel Grove. My dad was a ranger. He was the Black Ranger. And he made sure the last little bit of morphing energy he had transported me here, so I could hopefully be out of the reach of that monster. But it seems he's following rangers everywhere. Now it's my turn to fight. Make my dad proud.
Jack looks down to you. I'm sure your dad would be especially proud right now, knowing you know how to handle your own range yourself. And he looks over at Devon. And let me tell you, this fight's about to get real. While this place isn't going to hurt you as much in its fake pain, out there, and he looks at both of you as much as he can, Lord Azul is not going to be playing games.
Speaking of being hurt, Xander, come here. While he's talking, she places her, I feel like Devon is getting the grid tech quickly. So she's going to place her hand over on Xander and use 2 personal points to heal 2 health.
All right. I'll allow it. So, let's give you your 2 health there.
And I'll take my 2 personal power off.
As you're healing him, Jack continues. Just know, he's going to be throwing everything he has, because when he invaded my place, the SPD could do nothing. They even They even got my old commander. And they paraded his body around as a sign to all the other Rangers that if they could take on a Phantom Ranger, what they could do to the rest of the world was going to be devastating. Are you two ready for what's to come?
I'd say it's morphin' time.
I don't think we really have a choice. I told you from the first time we met, all I want to do is help people, and I guess this is how I'm going to do it.
So he walks over to you and he points down at your morphers. So we're going to be staying in contact. I'm going to be calling you guys through these, but I don't think you want to be walking around in public like that. If you want to demorph, just relax, take a deep breath out, just think of yourself back as your regular selves.
All right, I unmorph.
I do as well.
Then he places a hand on both of your shoulders and goes, "Now, I think it's time to show you guys the big guns." And scene.
All right, it's another adventure wrapped up for me and the boys here in our Power Ranger Spirit Force campaign. I know I had a lot of fun. I hope you guys had a lot of fun. I hope next week we continue this journey and learn to be masters of the morphing grid and harness the power that has been given to us now. So don't forget, check us out on the socials, the Twitter, Instagram, at Joysticks United. Also check us out on the YouTube if you are tired of listening to us and just listening to our sultry voices every week. Check us out on the YouTube and you can see how cute we are on there too. I promise you won't be disappointed, especially for Devon over here after the morph and threw on the blue shirt. I mean, guns out. Okay, so I hope you guys had fun again. I know we had fun, and until next time, we'll catch you later.